이 위대한 구원. 크로스포인트 주니어 처치에서 전해드리는 이 시간, 담당의 Darin Pantley 형제입니다.
Hi, this is Darin Pantley from Crosspoint Bible Church. The first Persian Empire was created out of modern-day Iran and ruled by various people over the years. King Artaxerxes ruled from 465 BC to 424 BC. The actions of Nehemiah, his cupbearer, are documented in the Bible. Nehemiah was responsible for pouring drinks for the king and serving everyone at the royal table. It was a great honor to be his cupbearer, and it paid well, too. But, of course, there was a catch. If the king thought his drink might contain poison, he could ask Nehemiah to drink it first. Then, if Nehemiah didn't die, the king would know it was safe for him to drink too. Would you ever consider a job as a cupbearer? Would you take that chance? Nehemiah had a strong interest in the fate of his people, the Jews. One day he said, Hanani, one of my brothers, came from Judah with some other men, and I questioned them about the Jewish remnant that had survived the exile, and also about Jerusalem. They said to me, those who survived the exile and are back in the province are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates have been burned with fire. When I heard these things, I sat down and wept. For some days I mourned and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven. A few months later, Nehemiah was still thinking about this. He said, in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of King Artaxerxes, when wine was brought for him, I took the wine and gave it to the king. I had not been sad in his presence before, so the king asked me, why does your face look so sad when you are not ill? This can be nothing but sadness of heart. I was very much afraid, but I said to the king, may the king live forever. Why should my face not look sad when the city where my ancestors are buried lies in ruins, and its gates have been destroyed by fire? The king said to me, what is it you want? Then I prayed to the God of heaven, and I answered the king, if it pleases the king, and if your servant has found favor in his sight, let him send me to the city in Judah where my ancestors are buried, so that I can rebuild it. Then the king, with the queen sitting beside him, asked me, how long will your journey take, and when will you get back? It pleased the king to send me, so I set a time. This is one of those special times where one man decided to call on God and participate in changing the course of history. His prayers were answered because they aligned with God's plans for his people. God worked through the king, a man who didn't even share Nehemiah's faith, to send Nehemiah to Jerusalem. When he arrived in the city, he saw the damage for himself and told the people, you see the trouble we are in. Jerusalem lies in ruins, and its gates have been burned with fire. Come, let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and we will no longer be in disgrace. Nehemiah was obviously deeply moved by the plight of his people. We can see he cared a lot. He cared enough to bring his concerns before God. And he cared enough to go to Jerusalem and to talk to the people and to be the one to launch an ambitious plan to restore Jerusalem. That's Nehemiah. That's what moved him. What moves you? What is it that disturbs you? What leaves you with a persistent sadness? And more importantly, have you discussed it with God in prayer?
지금까지 크로스포인트 주니어 처치에서 전해드렸습니다. 언어와 문화의 장벽을 없애고 실시간 동시 통역이 제공되는 크로스포인트 주니어 처치의 주일 예배 시간은 오전 11시이며 교회에 대한 안내는 847-212-6775로 문의해 주시길 바랍니다.